Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to tackle something that's, super important for every Indian citizen, but let's be honest, it's surprisingly hard to remember. I'm talking about the 11 fundamental duties in our Constitution. But don't worry, we're going to dive right in and make this whole thing super simple.
All right, let's just jump in with a quick test. Right now, without Googling, can you name all 11 of India's fundamental duties? Go on, try. Yeah, it's tough, right? If you're drawing a blank, trust me, you are not alone. It's a really common stumbling block for a lot of people.
And look, that's because it is tough. I mean, trying to recall a list of 11 kind of formal, constitutional points in order, that's a serious mental workout. But what if I told you there's a simple little trick, a powerful mnemonic that can help you lock them all in the right order too?
Okay, so here's the secret sauce. It's called the alphabet association technique, and it's actually a brilliant little memory hack. See, the duties in the Constitution are already listed from A all the way to K. So all we have to do is map each of those letters to a really memorable keyword from the duty itself. Sounds easy, right? Let me show you exactly how it works.
All right, this is it, your A to K mnemonic guide. We're going to walk through every single duty, one letter at a time. And I promise, by the end of this, you'll have the whole list down pat. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first up, A. And A is for Anthem. This one is super straightforward, a really easy one to start with. Duty A says we have to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals, the national flag, and of course the national anthem. So A for Anthem. Simple enough, right? Got it.
All right, moving on to B. Now B is for Bapu, as in Mahatma Gandhi. Or if it helps you remember, you can also think of B for the battle for freedom. This duty is all about cherishing those noble ideals that fueled our freedom struggle. We're talking about things like nonviolence and truth, the very ideas championed by leaders like Bapu.
Okay, C gets a little creative. Let's go with C is for center. Just picture it, holding the country's center together, keeping it strong. This duty is all about upholding and protecting the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. So C for center. It's a great little mental hook to remember our duty to keep the nation whole.
And now for D. This is another really direct one. D is for defense. Super simple. The duty is to defend the country and be ready to step up for national service whenever you're called upon. D for defense. Easy peasy. All right, E. E stands for equality. You could also think empowerment. This one's really important and it has two key parts. First, promote harmony and a spirit of common brotherhood among everyone. And second, renounce any practices that are insulting or harmful to the dignity of women. So when you think E, just think equality for all. For F, let's get visual. Think F for forts. Or, hey, F for festivals works great too. I mean, both are these amazing, powerful symbols of our culture, right? This duty calls on us to value and preserve the incredible, rich heritage of our composite culture. So F for forts. Picture one in your mind.
G is for green. Yeah, another super easy one to remember. Duty G is all about our responsibility to protect and improve our natural environment. We're talking forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, the whole shebang. So just think, G for greenery.
Next, H. H is for humanism. This duty is really about developing a modern, a forward-thinking mindset. It asks us to cultivate what's called a scientific temper, plus humanism, and a spirit of always questioning things and looking to make them better. That's the inquiry and reform part. H for humanism.
Okay, let's talk IRA. Our keyword here is infrastructure. It's a fantastic way to remember public property. The duty itself is to safeguard public property and to, totally reject violence. Here's another little trick for this one. You could also think of it as I will not hurt our shared infrastructure. Whatever works for you.
J is for jet. I like this one. Just picture a jet soaring high, always pushing, always going for better. That's exactly what this duty is about. It's to motivate us to strive for excellence in, everything we do, whether it's on our own or as part of a team. The goal is so that the nation as a whole is always rising to new heights.
And that brings us to the end of the line. K. K is for kids. Or if you prefer, K for knowledge works too. Now, this duty was actually added a bit later, and it's super specific. It puts the responsibility on parents or guardians to provide opportunities for education to their child, specifically between the ages of 6 and 14.
Okay, so there you have it, A to K. We know what they are now, but let's take just a second to talk about the why and the when. A little backstory always helps this stuff stick, right? So, where did these duties even come from? So, fun fact.
The first 10 duties, are A through J. They weren't even in the original Constitution. Nope, they were added back in 1976 with the 42nd Amendment. And this was based on recommendations from something called the Swaran Singh Committee. And here's a really key thing to remember. Unlike our fundamental rights, these duties are non-justiciable. It's a fancy way of saying you can't be taken to court for not doing them. They're meant to be more like a moral compass for all of us as citizens. Then, way later, in 2002, the 86th Amendment came along and added that final one we talked about, K for kids, the one focused on education.
Phew. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull this all together into one simple place. The slide coming up next is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. Seriously, it's perfect for a quick recap, and you're probably going to want to screenshot this one to save for later.
And there it is, the whole system on one screen. Your complete A to K cheat sheet, from A for Anthem all the way down to K for kids. Let's just blast through it one last time, shall we? Anthem, Bapu, Center, Defense, Equality, Forts, Green, Humanism, Infrastructure, Jet, and Kids. See? Simple, clear, and it really works.
So, remember how we started with that little challenge? Well, now you've got the tool to absolutely nail it. But, just memorizing them is only the first step. The real question, the one I want to leave you with, is this. Now that you actually know them, which one of these duties matters most to you, right now, today? Which one feels the most urgent, the most important in the world we're living in? That's something to really think about. Thanks so much for joining me.